Hi, I'm Big John here with BackStage360.com at Pala Casino Spa and Resort in the Infinity Lounge. Here sitting with Jill Burke of the Pat Benatar Tribute Band, Live from Earth. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that's their 1983 live album. Is that the first live album they came out with?
That was the first live album and their fifth album overall.
And so what made you come up with that album for the title of the band?
Well, I was basically process of elimination, so.
You went down the list of all the Pat Benatar tribute bands.
Basically, and I'm like, that's used, that's used, that's it. And, we're live, performing live. That's her live album. And I said, why not do a little teeny bit of education? I'm like, Live from Earth. I didn't even know that album existed. So I said, sold. That's the worst thing. Everybody can sit around and fight about the band name.
There you go.
I'm like, Live from Earth.
And it's obscure enough. It's obscure enough because you also do other 70s and 80s tribute songs as well, right?
True. So when we have longer shows, and definitely there's a ton of Benatar material.
Of course.
But once, if we're doing something that might have 4 different sets, we slide in a little Heart or Blondie, or definitely stuff that Pat and myself have been influenced by, like Led Zeppelin and Queen. Of course. Got to gender bend a little bit. So
now, at least I like that you threw in your influence, not just her influence, but also your influence. Because you, as a musician by yourself, if people don't know who Jill Burke is, they need to know, because I used to go by the catchphrase, I am entertainment, until I researched you. You are entertainment. You've done it all. You've got your own IMDb page. Mm-hmm. You've been involved with movies. You've been involved with television and even Broadway.
Mm-hmm. Well, getting there.
What's your vocal range? Because if you've been in Broadway, you have to have a pretty decent range, right?
Pretty decent. God, don't even get me started on the octaves subject.
That's what I'm curious about.
I've definitely got 3 octaves, maybe 3.5 octaves, but that's, C below middle C, up to high C, and that's really all you need. I'm not ragging on all my other friends that, have all the stratospheric, like, I call them the dog whistles and all that.
Oh yeah, the falsettos.
Yeah, and that's great, but what's really useful is just those solid 3 octaves that I've been trained to do. Lots of musical theater training. I'm just a geek. I'm really a musical theater geek.
And you keep spreading it out. Is there anything in entertainment you haven't done yet? Because you've even done Disney acting. Was it at the parks themselves?
Yeah, that was my first professional job.
Pocahontas?
No, third.
Okay.
First one was Princess Jasmine.
And that was in Anaheim,
at
Walt Disney.
That was at the Disneyland Resort. They used to have a dinner show called Aladdin's Oasis.
Along the Disney line, have you done anything else with Disney since their early days? I did a lot of character work, and there's also just tons of special events. And then they had an a cappella group. And then when a cappella started getting really, really hot. Mm. And there was an a cappella group called Groove 66. Okay.
So we did that for about 2.5 years. And then actually when Disney let us go, shall I say, a kind term,
we'll be nice.
We're like, we're going to let you go and move on to other things. We changed our name to Vibration, and we still work together to this day.
Oh, wow.
I've worked with some of those singers now for close to 15 years.
So what other active projects do you have going on right now?
I have the Live from Earth. I have a Hollywood cabaret style review called Hollywood Revisited, where we take old original costumes worn by stars like Judy Garland or Ginger Rogers, and we take them out of storage. A collector has them, and he's part of the show, and we put them on, and then we do either musical numbers that they did, perhaps as they were wearing them in films, or something similar. So we're bringing these old original costumes to life on stage.
Wow. So where do you do that? That's in Anaheim as well?
Yeah, we do it Southern California. We've done it a couple of Crystal Cruises.
So I'm actually curious to see. Is it like burlesque style dancing and everything, or?
Not particularly dancing. It's kind of, we go out, park and bark, as I call it, do a song. You like that song?
I like that.
Come out and then leave. But it's mainly
kind of like a musical flash mob, like a throwback flash mob.
It is. But the real show is backstage, because we do a song, run backstage, change, come back out, do another song, run backstage, change. And these costumes they're older, they're delicate, they've got maybe 50 hooks on them. I mean, like I always say, I'm like, the real show is backstage. So these costumes have been around since like 1930. So you get to see how tiny these people were, like tiny.
Yeah, they used the corsets a lot back in those.
Oh yeah, there was no spandex then. Yeah. Okay, nothing gave. So sometimes you walk out and you're just like, can I just get to the microphone? And you're trying to look graceful and you're singing and you can hardly breathe, and they turn, we're talking like -0 sizes, and we go back off stage. And yeah, definitely corset cinch belts, they called them. The torture chambers is what they are.
Now, in order to be able to do all this stuff, you have to stay in shape, like really good shape. And I noticed that you are a marathon runner.
Yes.
Are you crazy enough to do the 26.2, or are you half crazy?
No, I'm only half crazy.
13.1.
That's quite enough.
What's your latest marathon that you've run?
The marathon things, it's been a couple years, because then I realized I was probably trashing my knees a little bit. So then I will cross-train and do maybe 10Ks, and then maybe do a 9-hour hike instead.
A lot of people realize that it's actually very important in order to keep that octave range and to keep the physical shape as well, to be able to do what you do, which is a lot. You
have to stay in shape. I mean, you have to run. You have to do something. If you think you're just going to go out on stage and do a 2-hour show straight through, you've got to be in shape. There's no way. I started running at age, oh God, I'm going to give the age away. Somewhere in my 40s, I started running, and it was the best thing I could have done.
So like a year ago or so is when you started running?
A year ago, yeah. Just,
Okay, so going back to the tribute band.
I know.
Going back to the tribute band, what got you into tribute band, and why would you go that direction rather than focusing on trying to push more of your own material out there?
Well, first and foremost, I'm an actor, performer, which is more about myself, and I'm an interpreter. I will take people's material and interpret it or recreate it, bring it to life. I'm not a songwriter, so that wasn't my route, which is probably why I like musical theater so much. So it's acting, and then when you just can't express yourself anymore, you bust into song. So, and I've done many original shows where I get to touch material for the first time and bring it to life. So I've been doing that for years, and I thought, after a while, you're at the mercy of auditioning all the time and going out and searching for work and working for somebody. I finally wanted to work for myself. And there's a couple of friends who are also in tribute bands who I had consulted with about this. And throughout the years, I've had the comparisons made between myself and Ms. Benatar, which of course,
you look nothing like.
I look nothing like.
I don't see it.
She's tiny and it's just been hard. I mean, and I've been listening to her forever, and she has an opera musical theater background as well. But her true love was rock and roll, and my love is rock and roll. But I mean, I got turned on to the theater curse much longer. But so
I wouldn't call it a curse. I actually grew up in the theater myself, and it is definitely an attractant there. I miss it. I want to go back a little bit.
Well, it's an acquired taste.
That's true. It is an acquired taste. But having the musical, having the chops to back it up, I mean, everywhere I looked, everyone just said you have such a powerhouse voice. And I can't wait to see you jumping around on stage. I'm looking forward to seeing your show tonight for sure. Something interesting else I read about you, and actually in the parking lot before sitting to talk with you, I got to listen to you singing the national anthem at an Anaheim Angels game. And now you do that fairly regularly. How often?
Probably a couple of times every season. They have a roster, and then they rotate people around to do it. And I realized that when I was there in September doing it last, and I was sitting with my mom, and we both looked at each other and said, it's been 25 years since I've been doing it.
Wow.
So, and that's another gig, shall we say, but it's another real privilege. It's not about anything. It's not about a paycheck or anything. You go down there, you get to sit through a game, they treat you nice, and it's a privilege to sing that song and keep you on your toes. It's 40,000 fans.
That's
you know,
incredible.
if you get too lax doing that, then you're not having any fun. It's like, why do it anymore? You
and
still
I tell
have to
you
get
definitely
nervous.
sing it very well, very traditional style, and I absolutely love it. What other shows do you have performing coming up here soon?
Oh, gosh. It's going to be a busy December, and it's stuff we've been working on for a while. So we have a December 10th Saturday at Romano's in Riverside. So we're there with DSB, Tribute to Journey. Yeah!
I've heard of them. Those guys are amazing.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Juan Del Castillo and I, we're going to give this away.
Oh.
So we both worked at Disney together
Oh.
a couple times. And that's someone who was consulting me through the years, was like, Jill, you do a Pat Benatar one, And so he kind of was talking me into it. And I followed the scene for a while until I finally just said, well, okay, I'm not getting any younger. Let's just do it. So.
Well, they're one of the premier Journey bands in the country.
I know.
And you are being touted as one of the premier, if not the premier, Pat Benatar tributes in the country. So that sounds like an incredible double bill. When's that again?
Oh, and that's Saturday, December 10th at Romano's. Now, I think Romano's opened up a new venue, so that's going to be the new venue, and we will be the first tribute band evening there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that. And
that'll
so
be
maybe
fun.
you'll be regular appearances there as well?
Yeah, I hope so, if they like us.
So what other shows you got after that?
And then we got December 30th down in Santa Fe Springs, Swap Meet. I know that sounds swap meet, right?
No, actually, swap meets, they have some pretty decent setups.
Yeah,
there.
pretty much every band plays there, so that's got to nail that venue. So we'll be doing that on the 30th. And then December 31st, and this one just makes me laugh. So we're going to be there at the Rose in Pasadena.
Okay.
With Queen Nation.
I love Queen Nation.
I know. So those guys, too, I'm just like, of course it always happens at once, right?
Of course.
So Juan on the 10th, and Greg Vinsley and Mike McManus on the 31st, on New Year's Eve. So it's a nice way to finish 2016.
That is definitely for sure. And since we're naming names, name the rest of your band so that we all know who we're talking about.
Yes.
Who we're going to see tonight.
Bassist is Rick Zaccaro, and drummer is Trevor Thornton. I always say it politely, or it's because he's British. He's
Trevor
from
Thornton.
Thornton.
That makes
He's
me
from
think
Manchester.
It makes me think of Rodney Dangerfield. Isn't it Thornton Mellon? Wasn't that the guy's name?
I don't know.
Thornton Mellon. That was Rodney Dangerfield's character in Back to School.
Now
I'm dating myself.
Yeah,
okay, anyway,
you are.
Thornton.
I liked him better in Caddyshack, so I'm dating myself. Like Caddyshack.
Yes.
And then guitarist extraordinaire would be Tim Kleiman.
And every musician is a veteran, a long-standing veteran that played with major musicians. Yes. These guys have been performing for years. So it's not just your powerhouse vocals. It's one hell of a compliment behind Live from Earth.
The power of four.
Foursome.
A
nice foursome. It's going to be an amazing show right here at the Apollo Casino in the Infinity. I can never say that right. Infinity Lounge right here at Apollo Casino. Thank you so much again for taking so much time to sit with us. It's been a pleasure, Jill. Thank you again. I'm Big John here with Jill Burke, and we're about to go watch Live from Earth right here at Apollo Casino, BackStage360.com.